next week for the exciting conclusion, Woody's Finest Hour!
All right, next day! Hey, wait a minute, what happened? What happens next? Come on, let's see the next episode!
That's it.
What?
The show was canceled.
So what are your hobbies? Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here. Welcome to the finale-ish of the InuYasha vlogs. I'm here with the lovely, amazing Nikita, my girlfriend. Say hello.
Hi.
And yeah, this is it. The original series finale to the show of Season 7. We did not know what would come later on, like 10 years down the line, and we're here to talk about the final 3 episodes. 4 years doing this show. I mean, first and foremost, I want to... Well, I'll get to the credits and stuff later, but we might as well just get on with the plot and how this starts. And Nikita will be here to kind of just add her 2 cents in here and there, but I'm probably going to take the lead on that. So, last time we let off with that last... Thank God, Shippo filler episode with the parasites, but we follow up on that, where our group is noticing more and more of these parasites everywhere, and realizing they're like all connected to Naraku somehow. All of our characters are being involved, so everybody's brought to the forefront. And we start with this big giant mountain that looks like Cthulhu, that apparently is... Naraku had entered him in the previous episode. We didn't know what it was, so we kind of just went ahead and with it. But they come across this Cthulhu-looking mountain, and he basically just tells what Naraku is, and our heroes are like, oh, okay, so we just have to go find him there. And then the Cthulhu mountain's like, here, take these magic crystal things, because they're like a PKE meter from Ghostbusters.
They look like weed.
They look like weed. Smoke them if you got them. We're gonna have to after this finale.
They look like cannabis.
They look like cannabis. So, they basically have Naraku. He had to find this thing called Fukiori, I think it's called, which is like some sort of MacGuffin that basically can hide his demonic power. So Naraku tests it on trapping Kikyo when Kohaku's going around, and
he snuck up behind her.
Yeah, snuck up right behind her. It's like, surprise, bitch! And obviously Kikyo's like, wait, what the hell? I couldn't sense you.
Yeah.
The group comes in to try to stop him. He gets away again. They're just like shoehorning all the cliches in this finale. And then we have, afterwards, Kikyo and InuYasha have a talk. Kagome's obviously sitting down like, ugh, just get it over with.
Yeah,
you know?
Kikyo always comes and interferes.
Yeah, you do not like Kikyo.
I hate her. I'm a proud Kikyo hater. Yeah, I hate her so much. She's a homewrecker.
You're one of the people typing on the troll tweets. Oh my god, Kikyo is such a slut.
I need to know her place, but okay.
Well, it is her place. She's dead.
Yeah, but she keeps coming out of nowhere and interfering with a moment between InuYasha and Kagome.
Yeah, so that's true, but she's got her own quest to go on. Mm. But it ends where they just, like, pass notes on what to do. Mm-hmm. And so the group then has to take off to figure out what to do next. And then it turns out the poor Cthulhu Mountain dies. I actually kind of liked him.
That was pretty sad, actually.
Like, unexpected. You're like, damn, they killed him off. I like that guy. So, but then it turns out the people who killed him were not demons. It was a group of Ghostbusters children. They're literally like feudal era Ghostbusters, and they're
cute.
Yeah, they're doing the work of this guy called Goryomaru, not to be confused with the other demon we come across, which is Moriomaru, which Naraku / Hakudoshi creates using essentially genetic science, so it's Jurassic Park up in this shit, creating hybrid creatures, and that's how they create Goryomaru. What is the importance of Goryomaru throughout the plot? We kind of know, but that isn't until later, because, and it feels such a weird place to put it at the very end of the series, this new character. Again, I guess it's because they didn't know if they were going to continue or not, but to the point, they had come across him, and it doesn't ring too much trouble, and eventually they find out that the Cthulhu Mountain was killed by these kids who are under the service of Goryomaru, who's some priest, like, demon slayer with a giant fucking tumor on his shoulder.
He was like their foster parent.
Basically, yeah. Oh, and I also love how Sango, she's saying, I can't believe they've been training children to slay demons, and I'm like...
Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy! Bitch, your village was training you and your little brother in slaying demons when they were their age. You're one to talk! That's such hypocrisy. So they come across Goryomaru, and he's this, big, kind of emo-looking, like, what's the name? Tomboy-looking guy with a big tumor on his thing that shoots light. Big battle ensues in the temple. Kagura shows up at one point. Actually gets, like... Go ahead.
Oh.
Do you want to say something? Alright, no worries. Gets stabbed through the frickin' chest, and then just takes off.
On her feather.
On her big force Gumpmobile. The Gumpmobile. Mom always said, always aim for the heart. So, she lands in a river, is actually picked up by Rin and Jokin, and meets up with Sesshomaru. And we finally found out, oh yeah, she likes the hell out of him.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, she likes him, and I guess that there you go, fans. There's your shipping of that whole dynamic that I guess people have been pestering about. This is kind of new.
She gave a little fan service, right?
Oh yeah. Like, I guess we get a last few minute fan service before the ending. This time with a character I guess people wanted to see in that. I'm like, alright. But to the point, it's weird because I guess throughout the whole show they have had this on and off, again, sort of affection for one another, but this is the first time they really bring it to the forefront because as she takes off, after giving Sesshomaru information, she says, I just wanted to see him before I died. Clearly she cares about... She's got even, like, good emotion here. I'm like, god damn. And you can tell almost in a way that she might die and it's going to be very, very sad.
Yeah, like they were indicating of something.
Something's gonna happen, but, we'll get to our final thoughts after, but after all that's handled, Hakudoshi finds Kagura, says, hey, you're gonna lure InuYasha and his friends into a trap. Alright. So they follow the trail, they find the trap, and they're in the beast of a giant demon belly where Naraku's new nest is. So I guess they're thinking, well, we gotta get rid of the nest before the fucking pest finds another one. But then, to quote fucking Dark Helmet from Spaceballs, Naraku's like, food you! And takes off, leaving him to die in this demonic demon belly thing full of acid. Oh, a little plot point was Kagome's shoes, which are on their last legs. I guess that was a plot point to point out that, the feet are going to be important. And that means, like, acid in your feet. Keep away from the acid because it will burn your feet. Moroku actually tries to take out Naraku with the wind tunnel, takes the Samyosho, idiot. I mean, I guess if it's your last stand, you might as well. Mm-hmm. And he gets away, and now they're kind of stuck here. Meanwhile, Kikyo finds the infant with Kana, who's been all over this episode, by the way, with very little importance. And essentially tries to shoot. Like, there I am just screaming like Daffy Duck, stop talking. Like, shoot it now! Shoot it now! That's Naraku's heart! Shoot it now! And of course, Moriomaru comes in and completely cock-blocks the whole thing. Kana and the infant get away. Goryomaru gets away. Kikyo's left like, well, what the fuck do I do now? I think her Shikigame died. Oh yeah, her Shikigame. I don't know if they come back, but I think they're dead.
Yeah, because he... Yeah.
Yeah, because Kohaku, like, sliced them too. Like, damn, okay then.
The remnants fell down.
Because you don't see them throughout the rest of the finale. Which means
they're dead.
They're dead. Wow, killed them off. Killed 2 kids. I mean, there's a lot of children death in this finale. We don't know what happened to those Ghostbusters kids.
Yeah.
They probably died. They're dead.
Died from starvation.
Yeah, because Hakudoshi, when they came to the temple, he, like, cut Goryomaru's head off.
Yeah.
And the kids probably died.
Died from trauma, PTSD.
Trauma, or, like, the demons just devoured them, just killed them.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, that's really bad. But we're at this, so, we're at this finale where they're all trapped in the belly, they're all probably gonna die. It's pretty grim, actually, to be honest. And then InuYasha's like, okay, Kagome, give me the sacred jewel shards. Why? I'm just gonna use my Tetsaiga and make it stronger. Okay. Slaps it on the Tetsaiga, clearly cannot control it, and starts to become a full demon. And that is the moment where, of course, Kagome comes in with, obviously, acid, like, in her shoes, just grabs the fucker. We're doing the second movie again, which great. Not to the extent, though. And in a place that probably would have deserved it, honestly, if you know the second movie where she tries to stop them and become a full demon and kisses him. You know, it's like, why couldn't you save this for this finale? It would have been more appropriate. It wasn't earned. It was too soon.
Yeah.
So...
That would have been a great way to end.
That would have been a great way if she just kissed him. There you go. That at least... They don't even do that.
Yeah, she only kissed him once.
Yeah, like once in the whole thing, and it was in the second movie. So... InuYasha's like, okay, Kagome, just hold me on a little longer, be my support. And basically uses the adamant barrage, destroys the belly of the beast, Naraku gets away. We all go back to the village. We all have a, rest. And that's it! That's it! That's the finale! We are basically at where we started! Well, I mean, to be fair... go ahead.
Yeah, it's like such an abrupt ending. It didn't feel finished.
It didn't feel finished. Now... Put yourself in my shoes. It's 2007 or 8. I'm 15 years old. I've been dedicated to the show since I was 13. I've had such a fun ride with these characters. I'm so invested. YTV promotes This Is the End. Like, Michael Jackson's song, This Is It. And I'm there, big bucket of popcorn, ready to go, watching that final episode. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's it? I was so, for those who don't know, this finale, when I was 15, pissed me off. I was so like, you end it like that? Are you kidding me? And give it credit, they end it the best way they could, where, they played the first ending closing song from the first season that kind of rounded all up. And there's little homage animations to show where all the characters are now. But then it ends where, they all just, are going to take off to find Naraku, basically saying, we'll hunt Naraku to the ends of the earth. So, what is this? InuYasha, at World's End, are they going to find the Black Pearl and Davy Jones' log? Okay, granted, that would be a great crossover, but to my point, same time period, actually. But I was so cheesed. And then they say, hey, everybody, thanks for watching the show. We're going to continue with the comics, the movies, and just buy our shit. Yeah. With the finale like that, I'm fucking out! I was so cheesed. The best way I can describe this, remember in Toy Story 2, when Woody discovers Jessie, Bullseye, and the Prospector, and how he was a TV show, and they watch all the episodes, and they watch that literal cliffhanger finale where Woody's flying over, and it's like, tune in next week for the exciting conclusion, Woody's finest hour! And Woody's like, yeah, let's go! Turn it off. What happens? Come on, let's see the next episode! And it's like, well, that's it. The show was canceled. And that's the case here. From what I gathered, the show was canceled. That's why we had such a shit finale, because they had caught up with the manga. Takahashi was still writing, and she pretty much said, guys, I'm still writing this shit, you can't keep doing filler. And even the studio was saying, well, we're running out of viewers. This is at the time, actually, the ratings of the show started to decline.
Oh.
They were really, and they had one more movie after this, so they actually were planning, from what I heard, they were planning to continue. But because they caught up with the manga, Takahashi said, guys, can you just wait for me to finish? It took Takahashi a couple of years to complete the manga, and, She took too long, and ultimately they said, okay, well, we have to have an abrupt ending, and we'll just tell our viewers to watch the comics, buy the merchandise, we got another movie coming out, and that's it. And it's like, I feel so bad for all the Japanese fans who watched this in 2004. Literally, this show ended 20 years ago.
We're old.
How appropriate that we start this vlog series on the 20th anniversary of the show starting in 2020, we ended on the year it ended. I think that's kind of an appropriate way to kind of, that's really good timing to a degree. But...
Such a disservice to the fans.
Yeah.
We earned more of an ending than what they delivered for us.
I mean, you were there too when it aired on YTV. Do you remember what you were going through when you saw this finale?
Oh, I was raging out at the end.
Because you were so invested, you're probably throwing your popcorn boo!
Yeah, I remember even coming to school and some of my friends were talking about it and we were pissed off at the ending.
Really?
We deserved more after all those years of dedication. Such a loyal fan base. deserve more, you know?
It was a disappointment. I was so distraught afterwards.
Raging out at home.
And it's funny because I remember when it aired, it's funny how it aired, and then right after, ironically, YTV kind of started phasing out their anime block around that time. They started phasing it out, or they put in different shows, but it didn't last long because literally a couple years after this finale, maybe like 2 or 3 years, Bionics was gone. Bionics went off the air, their anime walk, and they just completely shifted, and I think it's because of merger rights and so on. A lot of their programs they couldn't show anymore. And that's how it kind of ended for a lot of us. So I think it was kind of appropriate that the anime boom of the late 90s, early 2000s ends with the end of the show, because this was sort of high peak for a lot of people. And yeah, for me, this ending, I mean, I remember, and now I watch it again, literally watching it again almost 20 years later, I remembered why I was so pissed off about this finale. But granted, you know, like, they tried to end it the best way they could. Yeah. Good animation, good quality, good storytelling, they tried to wrap up as much as they possibly could.
What if they interpret the series as like a Sailor Moon Crystal?
Oh, if they did a reboot? If they had not done Final Act and gone to a reboot, I would have been so pissed off. We're back to the beginning. Or they just did what they did with Dragon Ball Z, where they did Dragon Ball Z Kai, which was an abridged version of the original run. They just cut all the filler out. I mean, to be fair, that'd be pretty good. But my final thoughts on the finale is, it's entertaining for the most part. But if as a fan, if this was it, I still feel the disappointment. I still feel like we deserved a little better than this. So at the time, I'll give them, like, looking at where we're at now, it's a little bit easier to watch. But back then, from back then perspective, definitely like a 5. But looking at it now, it's a 7. It's a 7. There is some redeeming qualities, because what people don't understand is, like, after this, we had one more movie, the 4th film, which I will be covering, and then we had to wait like 10 years for the final act, which is technically season 8. And during that time, all we had was fan fiction and fan art and other people saying, screw it, we're going to continue it, we're going to end it. Yeah. I wrote my own. I did write my own. It is, believe it or not, in the description, guys, I've always put the link on there. I don't know if anybody's seen it. There is my link to my fanfiction page, fanfiction.net. You could check out the early drafts of one of my stories that I never finished, but I'm incorporating into my show, basically.
No spoilers?
No spoilers, but it acts as a prequel, but also a follow-up. But I've obviously had to change things because of the timeline, because of new content coming out, in order to make it fit. So, but overall, Season 7 and the overall original run of the series, still a good time. Still a very good time. If you're a casual anime fan, this is a good one to start off with. If you're a fan of if you're a fan of any anime, this is a good place to go. It's all on the original run, not Final Act, is all on Netflix with the 4 movies, so you can watch it anytime. All 160 episodes. That's how long the original show ran. 160 episodes. And the 4 movies.
That's shorter than that.
No. Well, it's not like most animes now where it's like 10 episodes per season. But I still think it's still overall my favorite show of all time. Best written, best directed, best character story. Like, this show, because this came out around the time my Lord of the Rings kick came out, and this was like Lord of the Rings the anime for me. So
such a great starter anime. Like, if you're really getting into it, this is the best series to start with.
What are your thoughts overall, like, on the original run? Like, from what you remember, I mean, you were here for all the vlogs, but yeah. You know, your thoughts on the original run, the original series?
I loved it. I grew up with it, right? It was my comfort anime. Really got me into the whole, like, anime fandom. So it's like, holds a special place in my heart, especially if you grew up with it, right? It was one of the very first introductions. It's like great storytelling. The illustration is beautiful. Some of the monsters, the demons, gave me nightmares. Creativity up the wazoo.
Yeah. The creativity of the designs.
They don't make stuff like animes like this anymore, I think. I don't know. Yeah,
they really don't, and I mean, for me, like, there's the 3 animes for me that are top tier: Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, and InuYasha. That was my 3 path into the genre. And, I mean, if you don't count Power Rangers, which was my start to Japanese media, but the point, from my end, like, if Sailor Moon was my childhood, Dragon Ball Z was my boy years. InuYasha was the first show that really treated me like an adult. And it was a very... Because here's the thing. I hear this from a lot of people, including you. It's a childhood anime, you grew up with it. But this is not a kid's show.
I know, there's a
it's
lot of...
PG-13. It is the definition of what a PG-13 show should be.
Mm-hmm.
It has everything, like violence, nudity, language. Like, I think if I remember correctly, I don't remember, I haven't watched fully Final Act. There's a moment where they got so dark in Final Act that I think there's a subtitle version where InuYasha says, "Don't you fuck with me."
Really?
He drops the F-bomb like, damn, you're going out, all stops.
I kind of like that.
Alright, I'm gonna have to find that version, but...
He finally had enough.
He finally had enough. He's saying, fuck all y'all! But we'll get to that when we get to that. So, for me, I still love the show. So what is for the future of the InuYasha vlogs going forward? Well, next time I'm going to be talking about the fourth movie. It is it actually, honestly, ironically enough, has its 20th anniversary this year. It came out in December 2004.
Oh.
There were 4 movies, and... Okay.
They're gonna drop some merch for that, right?
I don't know. They didn't really drop anything for the other 3 movie anniversary releases.
Oh, really?
It's interesting because the first 3 films all came out in December 2001, 2002, 2003, and they actually matched competition in Japan at the box office with the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Ooh.
They were actually like coming out at the same time, and they were kind of equally matched. But the 4th one is the first time they didn't have a movie to compete with, because like there were no fantasy movies at that point. Like Narnia was a year out.
You think they will re-release it in theaters?
I would love to see the 4 films in theaters.
That'd be insane.
A quadruple feature, or maybe we get a 5th movie.
Probably in Japan they do that. They honor the series.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, but if they did it here, because here's the thing, this is distributed by Viz Media, but it's also, Viz Media is under the license of Warner Brothers. So it would be Warner Brothers who would have to decide whether or not they release it. I mean, if they did a movie, Warner Brothers would take up the film rights, basically. If they did a live action movie, got Peter gave it the Lord of the Rings treatment.
There's no live action version of this, right?
There actually is. It was a stage play in Japan. It was a stage play. From what I've seen, it's pretty faithful to the show. I haven't found a copy yet. If anybody knows a copy, let me know. I want to watch it. I'm curious.
You should review that.
I mean, subtitles, obviously. But there wasn't really a live-action version of this. And, you know, to be honest, like, had they tried back then when the show was coming out, it would have been a disaster. It would have been Dragon Ball Evolution. But with, like, since Alita Battle Angel, not Cowboy Bebop, but, like, One Piece and some decent live-action adaptations, I'm gonna be real, if Yashahime was the final say, if they did reboot it, I kind of would want a live-action version of this.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
With the special effects of Lord of the Rings, maybe shot in New Zealand and Japan.
The archery, too.
That'd be amazing. But yeah, so going forward, we're going to do the 4th movie. That is going to be part of the BigJackFilms review. It's going to continue the story. I am probably going to do more episodes of BigJackFilms reviews down the line on the show. I have a few ideas, but in terms of when we're going to cover the final act, probably not till September. We're going to take about the rest of the year off. And thankfully, this final season was relatively short, but I think it's going to give me a good break to focus on other projects, and by the time we get to September, I'll probably, because I don't even have a DVD copy of it, so I have to get like a copy of it, and we'll cover it from there.
How do you feel about ending, because you've been doing these videos for a long time, for years now?
God, yeah, because I started this in January 2020.
It's come back for a full circle.
It was something that I did as a pandemic pastime. And it's grown. Like, I was not expecting to cover the movies as reviews and have it contradict with the stories and stuff. Like, I really owe a lot of thanks for the vlogs for not only reintroducing me and getting me back into the show, but really allowing me, when I talk about the movies, integrate that into my story's plot. Without me doing this, I wouldn't be doing the movies, and therefore not incorporating it. And honestly, like, they really brought so much to my channel. Despite very little views, it did bring a lot for it, and I have to thank, I mean, for the 150, 200 people watching this, if not more, down the line. I mean, my views peaked when they announced the Yashahime was coming out. I did a couple extra vlogs on that, and people were like, holy, I got thousands of views. But I have to thank everybody for watching this run of the show. It was fantastic to go through it as a huge retrospective. This is my history of Power Rangers, basically, by Linkara. And I can't thank you guys enough. I can't thank my girlfriend Nikita enough for joining me on the finale, which I think is wonderful. You are now.
Tell them how we met. Like, I was dressed up as Kagome.
Yeah, we met through Fan Expo. A year ago, a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And she was the best Kagome cosplay I've ever seen. And it was amazing. We talked through it, and she has been my soulmate for the last 6 months, and I love her to death. And I can't thank her enough for coming on my finale for this series.
This series means a lot to us because it's something personal.
It really does. And guys, if you guys go check out her Instagram pages, they're absolutely amazing. You can pull the plug. You can put the plug in if you want.
No, it's okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put it in anyway. But I really appreciate everybody coming in for this. This was a wonderful ride, and we're not done yet. We're not done. We still technically have 3 more seasons and 1 movie to go through. But from all of us at BigJackFilms, from all of us who have been fans of the show for the last 20 years, and I want to just thank the fans, the viewers, Rumiko Takahashi for writing one of the greatest stories ever told. You are the J.R.R. Tolkien of Japan. I had a really good run with this show. I mean, despite a crappy ending, we still got, again, it's not over. It's not over, but if this was the ending, good time to end it. So, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming in, darling. I really appreciate it, honey bear.
Thank you.
And let us know your thoughts on the original finale in the comments below and what you're looking forward to on the vlogs. And until the next video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms signing off, and Nikita saying thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, take it easy.
Bye.
So, until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this introduction, and tune in next week as we take a look at the entire series of InuYasha. Take it easy.
This is it. Here I stand. I'm the light of the world. I feel grand, and it's love I can feel, and I know, yes, for sure it is real. And it seems as though I've seen your face 1,000 times, and just said you really know me yourself. And I know that you have got addicted with your eyes, but you said you wanna live it for yourself. I never heard a single word about you. Falling in love wasn't my plan, and I never thought that I would be a lover. Come on, baby, understand. This is it. I can say it. I'm the light of the world. Run away. We can feel. This is real. Every time I'm in love, I can feel. And it feels as though I've known you for 1,000 years. And you tell me that you've seen my face before. And you said to me you don't want me hanging around. Many times I wanna do it here before. Oh, I never heard a single word about you. Falling in love wasn't my plan, and I never thought that I would be a lover. Come on, baby, understand. This is it. I can feel. I'm the light of the world. This is real. Run away. Feel my song. We can say. This is real. And I tell